Hello, friends and fellow seekers. Sally the Seeker here. Hope you all are doing great. I am officially off for a week for spring break from the children that I always love, but sometimes don't like very well. Hoping my voice will heal even more, but looking forward to spending time with you all too. Hopefully more. But we'll see how it goes, but we'll just go one day at a time. So today I'm going to share with you the testimonies of Erika Patterson's friends / acquaintances. I don't think she knew them well, but they certainly were her friends that day. As I stated, I think maybe in the last one where Erika and Detective Goof testified, I said I believe that there was a good chance Erika may have died that day if Kori and Nick didn't show up. I really believe there was a good chance of that. So I decided kind of keeping things in order. We just listened to Erika in the last video and Detective Goof. And so now we're going to hear from Erika. And Nick is actually, or was actually, Darrell's first witness. So Nick is Darrell's witness that he called. Darrell made a very interesting choice of witnesses, as you shall see. But this one is for the state. And per usual, our beloved Zach Wichita does a wonderful job. You know, they did right with him. They kind of seem to pair him with the women, and I can see why. He's very protective, like of, let's say, Kori and Erika and all the other women that are maybe younger than him or the same age. He's really like a big brother, you know, very protective, and you can just see that he genuinely cares. And so it's nice that these ladies and the men, whomever he called, have Attorney Wichita on their side, because he does an amazing job. So without further ado, so this is the kind of towards the beginning. Right now, Darrell is in timeout in his orange jumpsuit, you know, continuously acting the fool. So I haven't seen this one in a while either. Like I did in Erika's. So there will be things that'll pop up probably I don't remember. So let's go with it and try to roast Darrell as much as we can.
About the truth, so help you God. My soul and swear. Thank you, ma'am. Please have a seat. We'll get that settled, and then the first thing I will ask you to do, excuse me, is to state and spell your first and last names for the record.
My name is Kori Runkel, and it's spelled K-O-R-I-R-U-N-K-E-L.
Thank you. Go ahead, your witness.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Ms. Runkel. Do you know a person named Erika Patterson?
Yes.
How do you know that person?
From the shelter.
What shelter are you talking about?
Women's shelter.
What city is the women's shelter in?
Waukesha.
And when did you meet Erika Patterson?
Around probably October, I think.
Okay. You are not used to testifying in court, right?
Not really.
I'm going to ask you to scoot a little bit forward. The nice lady in front of you is...
Microphone a little bit, a little closer. I think that'll help.
See, this is what I love about him. I mean, what I do remember about her, and I do not mean this in a condescending way whatsoever, but let's say she's not the most sophisticated person, but I love her heart. But I also love how, you know, How's our buddy Zach here? Does everything in his power to make them feel comfortable.
We just have to make sure that everybody can hear, especially the court reporter in front of you, because she's writing everything down, okay?
Okay.
So can you answer, when did you meet Erika Patterson?
Either October or November.
Of what year?
21 this year.
2021?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you meet her at the women's shelter that you're
Yeah.
talking about? Okay. What was your living arrangements at the shelter?
Okay, it wasn't this year, it was last year, I think.
2021.
Yeah.
Okay. And what were your living arrangements at the women's shelter?
We were bunking together.
You and Erika?
Yeah.
While you were bunking together with Erika at the women's shelter, did Erika ever talk about a boyfriend of hers?
It wasn't her boyfriend.
Okay. Did she ever talk about a man?
Yeah.
And did she ever provide the name of that man?
Yeah.
What was it?
Darrell Brooks.
Okay. Were you with Erika on the afternoon of November 21st, 2021?
Yes, until I split up with her.
Okay. Can you tell us where you were with Erika before you split up with her?
I forgot what park it was, but we were at the park where the dragonfly was, except for we were at the docks.
Is that in Waukesha?
Yeah.
Okay. And the docks, are you talking about a river?
Yeah.
So the park by the river?
Yeah.
Okay. What were you doing with Erika in the park?
Hanging out.
Okay. Was anybody with you?
Yeah. Kyle.
Okay. And you mentioned that you split up with Erika at some point, is that right?
Yeah.
Do you remember why?
To go hang out with Nick.
Do you know Nick's last name?
Kirby?
Okay. And Erika didn't go with you?
No.
Okay. So what happened after you split up with Erika?
She met up with Darrell.
How do you know that?
Because she was on the phone with him and they said that they were going to meet up.
Now, before that day, November 21st, had you ever met Darrell Brooks?
No.
You'd only heard his name from Erika?
Yeah.
Okay. After you split up with Erika and she went to hang out with Darrell, did Erika ever contact you or Nick after that point?
Yeah.
How did that contact take place? Did she see you or did she call you? How
No,
did that
she
happen?
called me on my cell phone.
Okay. And what was the nature of that conversation?
That he was beating her up and he was following her.
Okay. What did you do when you learned this information from Erika?
Me and Nick started running to where she told us she was.
Where was that?
By the school. I
Okay.
forgot what school it was, but it was by the school.
All right. Did you find her?
Yeah.
Do you remember where you found her?
Right in front of the school.
Okay. Do you remember what was happening when you found her?
He was swerving into her.
When you say he, who are you talking
Oh,
about?
Darrell.
Darrell, the person?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you hear Darrell saying anything to Erika at that time?
He was yelling at her to get back in the car.
Okay. Did she?
No. She tried, but I pulled her away.
Before you testified today, you reviewed a couple of surveillance videos, is that right?
Yeah. No, not today, but a while ago.
A while ago, not
Yeah.
today. I'd like to put Exhibit 3 up on the screen for the witness for identification.
Go ahead.
So, Ms. Runkel, we're going to play a few moments from this video. I want you to watch and see if it's the same video that you've reviewed previously. Okay, so we're just going to play about 10 seconds here.
I could just tell that's her walking up.
Okay, let's pause there. So you viewed this video. Is it an accurate depiction of how the events unfolded in front of the school you're talking about?
Yeah.
I move Exhibit 3 into evidence and ask it to publish.
Any objection, Mr. Brooks?
Yeah, my objection would be, you've only played 5 seconds of the video, whereas the other 5, you just said 10 seconds that you would play. I'm curious to see the rest of the video.
Your objection is noted. It's overruled. This is for foundation to establish it's what the witness is going to testify about. She's testified. It's a fair and accurate depiction of what the events that unfolded in her presence, and I will receive Exhibit 3. Permission to publish is granted.
All right, we're going to hit play from the beginning.
There's his car.
Let's hit a pause.
Okay.
Let's hit pause. We're at 16 seconds. We saw a person wearing a blue shirt walking from the left. Do you know who that person is?
Erika.
Erika Patterson.
Yeah.
And when you said, there's his car, what car were you referring to?
The red one. The
And
SUV.
do you know who was driving that car?
Darrell.
Darrell Brooks?
Yeah.
Okay. And again, this would have been the first time you ever saw Darrell Brooks, is
Yeah.
that correct? Okay. We're going to resume from that point, but wait until I pause again to speak again, okay?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. So we'll play from 16 seconds.
See, he's such a good boy. Ugh. This literally makes me sick to look at him. You know Darrell's just gonna try to wallop her. But she's tough. She's tough. Look at him. Ugh. He really looks tiny. There. He's sitting all forward. You can tell he gets really excited when it's about him and he's in the video. You know, maybe kind of forgetting at the same time. Then all of this, you know, nails him as him being V1. But he does not
Pause
think
there.
like we do.
Pause at 2 minutes and 44 seconds. During that clip, we saw a red SUV towards the top of the screen. Is that right?
Yeah.
And did you recognize that vehicle?
Yeah, that was Darrell's.
Okay. Yeah. we see now at this stoppage point, we can see two people on the upper right-hand corner. Do you know who those people are?
Me and Nick.
Do you know which one you are?
The one with the green gloves.
So, left or right?
I think.
As we're looking.
The one up in front.
And then there's a person with a white hood. Do you know who that is?
That's Nick.
Okay, so you're the other one on the left?
Yeah.
All right. And you saw Erika?
Yeah.
All right, let's resume playing at 2 minutes and 44 seconds. Let's pause there. Pause at 3 minutes and 19 seconds. Who's the person in the gray hooded sweatshirt?
That's Darrell.
The objection's overruled. Or answer my stand.
That's Darrell.
How far away would you say your face was from Darrell's face at this point in the video?
I was chesting up.
Chesting up?
Yeah.
I guess that's pretty self-explanatory.
Chestnut, I love it.
Do you see Darrell Brooks either in the courtroom or on any monitors in the courtroom right now?
Yeah.
Your Honor, and actually for this point I would ask that the court order the defendant to remove his mask.
Mr. Brooks, you're ordered to remove your mask.
Musty.
I'm not gonna do that.
Oh,
Mr. Brooks, we talked about this at a prior hearing. For purposes of identification, you're ordered to unmask. Thank you, sir.
So now I'll re-ask that question. Ms. Runkel, do you see Darrell, the person you're talking about in the video, either in the courtroom or on a monitor in the courtroom?
Yes.
Can you tell us where?
In orange?
On the monitor in front of you?
Yeah.
I'd ask the record reflect that the witnesses identified the defendant.
oh, he thinks it's so
The record
funny.
will so reflect. Thank you, Mr. Brooks. You can re-mask.
Let's hit play and resume at 3 minutes and 19 seconds.
Try to get my camera closer to them. It's hard to. There's no doubt that it's him. I mean, of course, again, they're trying to prove that no one else was in the vehicle but him. I mean, other than Erika before she got out.
Ms. Runkel, can you tell us what was happening in that last portion of the video we just watched?
Well, before Erika, me, and Nick showed up in the camera, that's when I ran after Erika from getting ran over, and then she tried to jump in the car with him, and then I ended up chesting up to him. And
Never heard that term, but I
we
like it.
Ended up going at it. So yeah.
How would you describe the level of your volume during that interaction?
Like, what do you mean?
Were you yelling?
I'd say yeah.
Was Mr. Brooks yelling?
Yeah.
Was anybody else in that video, either Nick or Erika, were they yelling?
Erika was telling me to stop.
Okay. And what happened after the physical confrontation with Mr. Brooks?
Nick pulled me away.
And then what happened?
And then Brooks walked off
Did you see where he went?
into his car.
The red SUV in the video
Yeah.
we just watched? Was there anybody else in the SUV at that point that you saw?
No.
And what happened next?
After that, it was like he headed out.
Okay. Did Mr. Brooks say anything to you or Erika or Nick as he was leaving?
He told Erika he was. Oh.
The basis for your objection, you said objection, right?
Is hearsay and irrelevant?
Is it being offered for the truth of the matter?
Yeah, whatever.
statement? From the
Well, it's
state?
a statement by a party opponent, so it's not hearsay.
Oh, it's his statement, sorry. I think I misheard what she said. All right. The objection is overruled. If it's, she may testify as to words that you spoke on this occasion. Go ahead.
He told Erika that he was gonna find her and he was gonna kill her.
Can we pull up?
Oh, he
the
thinks it's
five
hilarious.
witness
He probably
statements?
did say it. Let's get real, you know. Bless her heart. He's such a hideous human being.
I guess while we're waiting on that, did you at any point come into contact with police or a police officer after Mr. Brooks left the scene that we just watched?
I forgot what that guy was at, the little stoppers, like where they stopped everybody. But we came into contact with him, and then he called the police officer, and then we had contact with the police officer.
Okay. At any point while Mr. Brooks was still present for the scuffle, did you or anybody else in your group call the police?
No.
You need to turn on the state table, please.
He's all
For
confident.
preview mode.
I will confirm it's in front of mine and the witnesses monitor, or on our monitor.
All right, Ms. Runkel, I'm showing you on your monitor a photograph that's been marked as State Exhibit number 5. Do you recognize that photograph?
Yes.
Who's in that photograph?
Erika?
Erika Patterson? Is that an accurate representation of how Erika looked the night of November 21st, so after the Waukesha Christmas Parade?
Yes.
I'd move Exhibit 5 into evidence and ask to publish.
Oh, look at her.
Any objection?
Yup, on the grounds of that is hearsay.
The objection's noted, it's overruled. Exhibit 5 is received, permission to publish is granted.
Were you with Erika Patterson the day before the parade, so November 20th?
Yes.
Did she have a swollen left eye on November 20th?
No.
I want to go back to the issue of police and whether or not you had contact with them. Can you describe in a little bit more detail
Is that hearsay?
what exactly happened with law enforcement after the defendant left the scene that we just watched?
I'm not sure where we walked, but I think we walked straight down to the parade. I'm not sure, but we stopped at these stoppers where there was this I don't know what he's called. It's not a cop, but he was like a guard, and he ended up we ended up telling him that what happened, that Erika almost got ran over. I had to pull her away from the car, and he ended up calling the cops. He told us, hold on, let me call the cops, and a cop came, and we started talking to him.
Okay, but you don't, or do you remember the name of the officer that you spoke with?
I do not.
Okay.
All his
That's all
papers
the
ready.
questions I have for this witness.
All right, Mr. Brooks, do you have any questions for this witness?
I sure do.
Oh, I love his little cocky attitude.
So, my first question would be, you seem to be unclear about when you met Erika. Would you say it was roughly October or November because you wasn't sure which one?
Roughly in between.
Roughly in between.
Yeah. I know it was before Christmas.
Well, you just said that you had never seen her quote unquote boyfriend or whoever she was referring to as that before the Christmas parade. Is that correct?
The Christmas parade was November, right?
He's asking you if you had seen.
Not before, but the Christmas parade was November. I'm just asking, right? Okay, so no.
Did she? Do you want her to restate her answer? She answered. She confirmed your question.
I wanted to be direct.
Okay, no, I have not.
So you just testified that you can identify who was driving the said vehicle as soon as you saw the video played. If you've never seen
Oh, Lord, here we go.
the driver before that day, how would you even know who it was?
I'll object. That is not a clear question. This is just going to confuse the witness. It's confused me.
See.
Also state it, Mr. Brooks. Rephrase the question, please.
Good old Zach.
Would you play the video again, the first 10 seconds? I'm guessing that it was.
The exhibit 3.
Exhibit 3. You want us to put? You want the first 10 seconds of exhibit played?
Show the witness the first couple of seconds of the.
All right, it's up.
Now you just said, you just
Hold on,
testified.
it's playing. You want it to stop now?
Stop.
Okay.
You
Play the
just,
first 13 seconds for the witness.
Thank you.
you just testified that as soon as you saw the vehicle come into the camera view, you said, "Oh, there's his car."
Now, we all know what she meant, and he does too. And he did this with numerous other witnesses. They may not have known him at the time, but of course now, since, they've seen him, of course they're going to identify it. I think most of us get that, but he's going to try to make it, just take it, pick apart every little thing, other than that, because of it, he's got nothing otherwise. Gonna be that woodpecker and the petrified forest. So go on, Darrell.
How would you know whose car it was if you've never seen this person before that day?
Do you understand the question?
Yeah.
Go ahead and answer.
Because I was told that she was going to meet up with Darrell Brooks.
So you were told this directly from Erika.
Yes.
Did at any time she ever tell you what kind of car he had and what kind of car he would be meeting up with her with, quote unquote?
No.
So how can you identify that it was the said person's car if you had no knowledge of what vehicle this said person would be driving, or who the person even was, or what the person even looked like? How would you know?
Because I was told it was Darrell Brooks.
And so you were told that it was this name, but you were able to identify the vehicle and the person on the first day that you ever saw them.
Objection
Is that-
asked and answered.
Yeah, seriously.
Let him finish his question.
Again, as soon as the car came into camera view, you immediately said on the record just a few minutes ago, oh, there's his car.
Quit pointing with your
Who is his?
skinny arm.
Who were you referring to?
Darrell
You.
Brooks.
And you would be able to know that that was quote unquote Darrell Brooks just by seeing the car come into the view of the camera?
I'll object based on an asked and answered question.
Sustained.
Finally.
Mr. Brooks, are you trying to ask her whether at the moment in time she first saw
Why
the
is she helping
SUV,
him?
did she know who was driving? That would be a relevant question.
Did you know who was driving the SUV that you saw when you saw it?
Not in court, but when you first saw it on that date.
Yes, because I don't see why Erika would be talking to anybody else and getting yelled at by somebody else.
But did you know at that moment who was driving the car?
Yes.
And how would you know that? You just said that you had no knowledge of the vehicle that whoever Erika was meeting up with would be driving. So how would you know that?
Objection, asked and answered, and argumentative.
Yeah. Her answer previously, Mr. Brooks, was she's basing that on what someone told her, not based on what she saw at that point. That's at least how I took it.
So Erika told you the vehicle and how the vehicle would look?
Do you understand the question?
Say that again.
Mr. Brooks?
Erika, I'm
Restate
sorry,
the
Your Honor.
question. No, that's okay. Restate the question, sir.
So let's back up a little bit.
Ugh.
Erika told you that she was meeting up with this Darrell Brooks, correct? That's what you said, right?
Correct.
And did she at any time tell you what vehicle this person would be driving and how the vehicle looked?
She did not.
So the first time you saw the vehicle, did you know who was driving the vehicle?
Yes, when she told me. When she told
What
me.
he's asking you though is, did you know based on personal observation,
Oh, no, not
based on what
personal
someone told you?
observation. Wait. So personal observation? Oh, no, never mind. Okay, yeah.
So let's just make sure the record's clear what your answer is.
It's based on what I was told when I met up with her.
So it was told.
That's been established. It's been established what was told. So next question.
Yeah, move on.
No, I was going to a different question.
Yeah, go on
Get
then.
to
All right, well then ask it, please.
it.
Jesse.
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
So you were told after the vehicle drove away and you and Erika were alone? Is that when you were told?
Yes.
So it'd be fair to say that before you were told this, after the vehicle drove away, you did not know who was driving the vehicle, correct? Would that be fair to say?
Oh, I had a suspicion it was Darrell.
You had a suspicion or did you know?
Had a suspicion until I
So
asked
you
her.
didn't know.
Objection, argumentative.
Yeah, so we've kind of been a little bit circular here. So the objection is sustained. I think we need to be clear, Mr. Brooks, when you ask your questions about what point in time. It's one thing to talk about when she first sees the vehicle because there's been no contact between her and the vehicle, but it's a different point in time when it's later. So you need to make clear at what point in time you're referring to so that your question is clear.
Gotcha. You identified the alleged defendant in court. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
And the alleged defendant that you identified was the same person that you saw driving the vehicle that day.
Yes.
The video also shows that, well, let me back up. ask a different question.
Great.
You made reference to hanging out with Erika in the park, correct?
Yes.
With maybe one other person
Yeah.
present?
Yes.
Hanging out, what were you guys actually doing?
Drinking?
So, would it be fair to say that because of alcohol being involved,
Here we go,
it may
yeah.
have been a misinterpretation of what you saw? Or
No.
what you thought you saw?
Objection calls for speculation.
The question, the way it's asked, calls for speculation. If you could please rephrase it.
Oh, I asked it different. How much were you drinking? Was it a few beers, a bottle,
Half a
something to that
pint.
effect? Half a pint. Do you remember what you were drinking?
Vodka.
She's the one who had the vodka.
Do you remember if Erika was drinking?
She was.
And you said that you separated at one point to go hang with another person. I can't remember the name, but would that be fair to say that you separated from Erika to go hang out with another person?
I did say that.
Was that person also drinking that day?
No.
Did that person overhear any conversation between you and Erika?
No.
Would that be the same person that was saw in the video?
Yes.
So that would be Nick. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And is it true that you did give a statement about what you saw and heard that day?
Yes.
Fair to say? Would it be fair to say that in this statement that you gave, you never mentioned the person that you saw driving make any threats? Would that be fair to say?
I never mentioned.
Well, I have the statement right here in front of
Yes,
me.
the record.
Would it be fair to say that the statement that you gave that day, that you did not say in your statement that you heard any threats being made or yelled towards Erika? Would that be fair to say?
Possibly.
So do you remember giving a statement?
I remember giving a statement.
Do you remember what you said in your statement?
I do.
So I'm going to ask you again because I just asked.
Mm-hmm.
I have your statement
Didn't you?
in front of me.
Yep.
You did not mention any threats being yelled or made towards Erika. Would that be fair to say?
I did mention some.
What exactly did you mention?
That you were yelling at her, saying that you were gonna kill her and to get in the car.
And that's in your statement.
Yes.
Would you like me to read your statement to you?
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah, sure.
You don't scare her.
Based on the procedure that the defendant is employing at this point.
Sure. Mr. Brooks, there is a procedure. I can have the state bring up her statement, I hope electronically, to show her. It would,
That
and
would
then
be fine, Your Honor.
all right.
Bring it up for her to see.
Yeah, we don't want to hear your voice.
You'll want to direct her to what part. You can ask her to review it, ask her if that refreshes her recollection, and then you can ask her a question. Or even show her that and ask a direct question about it would be another way.
Okay, this is not it right now.
No, they'll get it up. It just takes a moment.
Just chill.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You should be sorry for a lot more than that. We already know that those records in his folders don't always apply to everything. Because some were summaries and otherwise.
So are we sure we can't get the front? Because we tested that twice yesterday and this morning, and it should have worked. We sure we can't get the front table?
We can try.
I have it selected right now and I see a black box, so no.
They have to connect it though. You can stand if you want for a minute. Do you need a water or anything?
No.
Jared, want to stand for a second? Go ahead too. A lot of new technology in this courtroom, and it's great when it works. But it's a lot to get used to.
Excuse me, Your Honor, if I may ask you, are we still on the record right now, or we are?
We are. We're just taking a stretch break, but we're still on the record. Why they?
Okay. I was gonna say something to the bailiff, and I didn't want to be disrespectful by.
Do you want me to mute you for a second so you can?
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. When will I be allowed to come back into the court so I can see everything?
You have earned your right to come back, sir. I mean, I can bring you back if you want to finish your questioning here.
I do.
All right, we'll take a short
I
break so you can
do.
do that.
No,
All
I
right,
hate
I'll
that.
excuse the jury for a moment. We'll be in recess as far as the cameras are concerned for that.
So I suppose he's going to be back in here. Let's see if he's back in the courtroom.
So how we that kind of makes it problematic though. You could probably see what I'm getting at, Your Honor, by if it's a summary of what she said.
Do you have the statement do you have a written statement of hers?
Yes, I'm trying to get back to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got a lot of stuff coming up.
Oh, yeah, bless you. Got a lot of papers. That's why you should have kept your attorneys. No excuses.
Once he finds the statement tonight, I suggest that Mr. Brooks read directly from the statement the portions that he's asking the witness about and ask her if she did or didn't say those things he's reading.
Look at him flipping through it all.
Does the state have it available to put on the monitor if he's having difficulty finding his copy?
Sure.
Let's do that, please.
He was wanting to, it was right there.
The last part, I'm sorry.
It'll be on the monitor in front of you. Oh, we can, yeah, there you go. If you can't find, this is this.
He's giddy again because he's like, ooh, I'm onto something. I'm going to intimidate
Why don't you
Kori
read
Runkel.
that to yourself and see if that helps you formulate a question. You need to scroll down a little bit.
Yeah.
God, he wasted so much time. Thought he had it right there with him.
Alright. That's all I need.
Okay. Do you want any part of this shown to the witness?
Yeah. I want to go to that top part that I read first.
Oh, actually, I think we were talking about he doesn't need to refresh. I don't think it's been established he would need to refresh her recollection yet. She's testified from her memory. So you can use what's in this statement, sir, to formulate questions on cross-examination. And you can use leading questions. So at this point, I don't need to show it to her, but you can ask questions. We'll bring the jury back out and you can continue.
Would this be left up for me to see though? Wow.
We can leave it up.
Okay.
Is the part that's up sufficient, or do you need to scroll up? Does the state need to scroll up a little bit for you?
I would only need this part that's on my screen now,
Okay.
and then you whoever's strolling, stroll down a little bit past that to the second part. Up.
How about that? You should be able to see both parts now. Starts with in summary near the top,
Yeah.
and then that's page 2 of 5, and then down below, presumably it says 3 of 5, but I'd like to bring the jury out, so let me know when you're ready.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right, let's have the jury brought back in. Mr. Brooks, you're doing a good job at
I'm
coming up with questions and
attentive.
following the process, and I appreciate you asking to come back over here.
We all hate her saying that. Ugh. But believe she has to do it. She has reasons we don't understand, but we probably kind of do. But I still hate him getting any compliments of any kind. Oh, he drank some water. Hey. His mask, many times, I believe, is wrong side out and sometimes upside down, I believe. You know he's going to be very pleased with himself when he's finished with this line of questioning, and he's going to look all giddy and creepy and disgusting all at once. About how many trips during this whole
All right, thank you, everyone. Please be seated.
trial the
All right.
jury has been in
Mr.
and
Brooks,
out.
when you're ready, please continue with your cross-exam.
Okay. I'm gonna give everybody time to settle back in for a few
Yeah,
seconds.
so they can really sit and look at you and they have your undivided attention.
So, Miss, is it Runkel?
It is.
You stated earlier that when you were hanging out with Erika at the park that you were drinking, right?
I did.
Parker, you were drinking. I love how he
And-
throws that in.
You also stated that you got separated and you went to go hang out with someone else.
With Nick, yes.
With Nick. You did state that Nick wasn't drinking, right?
Yes.
So I want to ask earlier when I asked, I think you were asked by Attorney Whitchild if you heard any yelling or anything being yelled at Erica, or I'll forget how you phrased the question, but did you hear any yelling or anything directed towards you guys? And do you remember what you said?
I heard that you were yelling at Erica, telling her to get in the car, and that you were gonna kill her. That was you were gonna kill her was after the fact that you headed out, but that's probably not what you're asking. The fact of you were yelling at her, telling her to get in the car, was the time when you were around. Oh, I mean, sorry, Brooks was around.
I didn't say you.
Brooks or you?
Don't, you know what?
You said you, and then you said
Brooks.
Brooks.
Don't be an ass. God, I can't stand
But you did state that
Good pointing.
you had never seen Brooks before November 21st of 2021. Would that be
Right.
fair to say?
Right.
And you also did say that you had only heard of him through Erica, correct?
Right.
At any time, did you ever observe any phone conversations or interactions between Erica and Brooks?
Am I allowed to answer that?
He's just asking you whether you have, not the content of any of those.
I have.
Would it be fair to say that you knew a lot of details about their relationship? Would that be fair to say?
I did.
What specifically did you know before November 21st, 2021?
Ms. Brooks? Sure you want to ask that question? Think about some of the pretrial rulings I've made.
Let me rephrase that.
Okay, good idea.
I'm sorry, I'm just new.
We don't care. None of us care if it's new to you.
So, in your statement that I'm looking at right here on the screen, it says, it is Runkel, right?
Yes.
I don't want to mispronounce your name.
I'm sure you
It
don't.
says, Runkel further stated that she heard Brooks telling Erica he was going to smash her face in and that he was going to kill her.
Oh, well.
Yes.
I'm
sorry.
Is that what you heard?
Yes.
So you,
Okay, so. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but. Okay, so she said the killing part. She didn't say the smashing face. But now he's reading from the report, I guess. And it's actually, he said even more, according to the report, than what she said. So how is that helping him? Again, it seems like it's more important for him to be right about what he's saying and then messing up on a few things. Excuse me. I got a little bit agitated with it. Right? Are y'all picking up on that too? So he's actually adding more, and I don't see how that's helping him. I mean, people are going to forget things, as I've said over and over again. That doesn't make sense to me. That's just me, though.
you didn't hear what you just testified to hearing.
No.
Or did you hear what I just read to you?
I heard that after you were leaving.
After
Not that, what you just read. I heard that after you were leaving.
you do know that this is your statement that I'm reading from, right?
And you
I
added
do.
to it.
Establish that, and this is argumentative.
Yeah.
Sustained. Rephrase.
I'm trying to figure out which one did you hear.
Objection. Vague.
Did you hear the I'm going to smash your face in, or did you hear what you previously said?
Well, I heard when you were sitting there arguing with her, I heard that.
Who is the you you're referring to?
I'm
Oh, stop it.
Brooks said
You.
that. when he
You,
was arguing
Darrell.
with Erika.
And you claim that it says right here, but through knowing Patterson, she did know that Brooks was Erika Patterson's boyfriend. Did she ever tell you that Brooks was her boyfriend?
She said she said Brooks was her ex.
I'm a little confused by the statement and then the testimony right now.
Objection, that's not a question.
No, it's not.
Sustained. Mr. Brooks, you need to formulate a question for the witness.
Did you
okay?
ever hear, man, this is coming from your statement, Runkel stated that after a short dispute between her, Kirby, I guess that would be referring to Nick.
Yes.
After a short dispute between her, Kirby, and Brooks, she saw Brooks get back into the red SUV and heard him saying something to the effect of, I don't swear, so F you effing bees, you're dead. Did you at any time hear anything like that?
Yes.
So when you just testified, why did that part of your statement never come up?
Okay, she probably didn't remember it. And if it's in the report, because he loves to stick to the report, she, like many others, she probably didn't remember everything. Ugh.
Why did you never say that?
Because it probably wasn't brought up at that time, but it's in my memory.
So what all exactly did you hear?
I heard what you
Hold
were
on,
saying.
We've heard you say at this time? Like, the question's not clear to me. Like, what time frame? Who are we talking about?
Yeah, really.
Because in the video it's clear that
Hold on, go back to your question. I didn't mean for you to not ask it. I just want to make sure I understand specifically who you're asking this witness about statements that were made.
I'm asking about who she said was the individual driving the vehicle.
That's different than what you just asked. So if
Well,
you want to change
yeah,
it,
sure
that's
is.
fine.
You just clarified it a little bit.
Yeah, that's really confusing.
So what exactly did you hear coming from the individual who was driving the vehicle?
I'm sorry, can we just clarify at what point we're talking
Exactly.
At the point that I guess I would refer back to the video at that point that we saw on the video.
So what point of the video?
Yeah,
There's
what is
lots
that?
of points. It was many minutes long.
Roughly, I'm not sure, I think it was
Can you describe what part of the video you want?
the part of the video when that she testified to where she said she had the green gloves and she was standing no, it was like towards the middle. She was standing in the street and she said she had the green gloves because I think somebody asked her which one was she,
Right.
and she said the one with the green gloves.
I remember that.
At that point,
What
Did
would
you-
that be?
observe anything being said out of said vehicle? Did you hear anything being yelled or screamed or anything like that at that point?
Well, before I showed up, I heard yelling.
You heard yelling before you showed up.
Yeah, because before I showed up into the video.
So how far were you down the street that you were able to hear what was being said?
Objection.
Not-
That calls for a fact, not an evidence. She didn't say she heard what she didn't say she could understand what was said.
She can answer the question. I'm going to overrule it. I understand what the state is saying, but I think he's trying to establish where she was at that point in time. So go ahead and answer.
No, where? Okay, I was right where you pulled up the second time.
Are you sure you know what I was asking?
It was not entirely clear to maybe all of us, but I was trying to give you some leeway, so.
I knew you understood where I was going with that.
Oh, yeah, but you know what?
Were you at a, let me say it like this, were you at a distance before you came into that video? Like approximately how far away were you from the vehicle and from Erika? Before you heard anything being yelled or screamed, as you say.
I was at a distance.
So would it be fair to say that it would be hard to hear the conversation that was being had?
Not really. Brooks was yelling pretty loud.
So you were able to hear the gist of the conversation from the distance that you were at?
Yes.
Even with a parade going on
Was
and
down
a
a
street
little
full of
ways.
people, you were able to hear from a distance, which you just said you were at a distance, you were able to hear
So
the
tired.
gist of the conversation.
The parade was nowhere close.
Answer the question. Were you able to hear?
Oh, yes, sorry.
You were able to hear, even testifying that you were drinking vodka.
Yes.
Stop.
What else did you hear?
At what point and by whom?
At the same point, what did you hear from Erika at that point?
I don't remember.
But you remember hearing something from the driver of the vehicle who was inside of the car.
Yep.
But you don't remember what you heard from Erika, who was outside of the car and would be more easier to hear.
Okay, thank you for being specific at that. I remember Erika sitting there telling me that she wanted to go.
So she was telling you that from you being at a distance.
No, she was right next to me. That was when she was walking towards. She said, "Come on, let's go."
At what point was that? Because you just testified that you were at a distance.
Objection, argumentative. I'm also going to object to the manner in which this defendant is asking this witness these questions. He's intentionally misleading her. He's trying to confuse her.
Mr. Brooks, the purpose of cross-examination
Agreed,
is
Zach.
to ask questions that are relevant, test her credibility, other things like that. It gets to be a little confusing, at times maybe a little argumentative. I don't have all the reports in front of me, so I can't say whether it's misleading or not. But ask a direct question. You're able to ask leading questions so that she can answer directly. Be as specific as you can, time, place, circumstances. It's helpful for all.
I mean, the video is very clear that
It's very, he always says
You
it's
can't
very
testify
clear.
right now, right? You can't make an argument
Yeah,
about
thank
the
you.
video. So your opinion about it right now, that's not appropriate.
I want to.
Keep going.
She's mad.
For the record, the objection was sustained.
You made a reference to being a reference to chesting up with the driver of the vehicle. What was said at that point between you and who you were chesting up with?
Well, I'm not gonna go back to that. But, I was sitting there saying that you shouldn't be hitting a woman. No, Brooks should not be hitting a woman, and Brooks was saying that Erika Patterson is not a woman.
Are you sure that's what you heard? At that moment, when you were chesting up, in your words?
Yes.
You're sure that's what you heard?
Yes.
What then happened from that point?
Oh, boy.
Then we started brawling it out. Oh, me and Brooks started brawling it out.
What do you mean by brawling it out?
You know what she
Threw a
means.
couple punches. I threw a punch. Brooks smacked me.
So did you put that in the report that you made, or the summary of the report that you gave to, I think it was Attorney Wichita said, a detective?
Objection, there's no evidence. This witness prepared a report or a summary.
Sustained.
Ah, good. Look at that face.
Did you report that in your report?
It's something that's in my memory, but I hope I did.
Would it be fair to say that if you had just brawled with someone and talked to a detective that you would report it? Would that be fair to say?
Can you say that again?
Would it be fair to say that if you had just had a brawl with someone and you talked to police directly after the brawl that you would report it? Would that be fair to say?
Okay. I know you're asking a question, but
Hold on, you need to ask, you do need to ask,
okay.
you do need to answer his question. It called for a yes or no answer.
Okay, it's not in the report. I specifically said.
That's not a question though,
I'm
okay?
sorry.
So that's okay. Ask your next question.
Would it be fair to say by the video footage that there was no brawl or punches thrown by either party? Would that be fair to say?
There was.
Can we show the witness the video again?
Are you asking her whether the video shows a brawl?
Would it be fair to say that the video shows a brawl in which you just said that punches were thrown? That'd be fair to say.
Okay, so what's a brawl to you?
You can't.
Oh,
I love
I
it.
tell you
Well-
what, hold on, Mr. Burke.
I love
I'm
it.
trying to ask whether are you gonna confirm with her that she saw the video, and then on that video, you cannot see a brawl between her and Mr. Brooks? Is that what you're trying to get at?
A version of that, yes, but I was
You
gonna,
gotta ask the questions
I
though
was
to
gonna
get to
say,
that.
can the video be shown to her again?
Ask your questions, sir.
In the video that you saw, would it be fair to say that a brawl was not depicted on that video? Would that be fair to say?
I don't know big words. What's depicted?
You
Oh,
see it in the video, is that what you mean?
Yes.
That's what I mean.
Yes, I could see it.
You could see the brawl?
Yeah. I say it's a brawl. It's just it's just like a push, looks like a push, but it was a smack. And I got up and yeah.
You got up, so you
I got up and swung.
you were knocked to the ground.
No.
So where did you get up from?
From being pushed and smacked.
So you fell to the ground.
I didn't fall to the ground.
Answered.
Sustained. Next question, sir.
So would it be fair to say that in the video it shows you being knocked to the ground?
I was not knocked to the ground. I staggered back.
Would it be? I got kind of thrown off for a second.
You and me both. People need to make sure their phones and other electronics are not inaudible.
Would it be fair to say that the video does not show you being knocked to the ground at any point? Would that be a fair assessment?
So all of subject to relevance because the witness never testified that she was knocked to the ground. So this is not a question aimed at her credibility.
She just said she got knocked to the ground.
She did not.
She didn't. She didn't say she got knocked.
She said she got up. I'm sorry. She said she got
That's
up,
right.
which would constitute being
See, Zach is on it.
not knocked to the ground or down.
War
Can't
words
get up.
here, Mr. Brooks.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, she was clear. I think she clarified what it meant by getting up, and it might mean something different to you than it does to her. But we need to keep going.
So what, can I ask what is getting up? What does getting up mean to you?
Stagger back.
So it would be fair to ask you then, does the video show you staggering back?
It does.
Does it show you being, as you called it, smacked?
It does.
Can we show her the video again?
Go ahead. Play the video. You want it to the jury or to her?
To her.
How does we publish it?
I think it's an exhibit, sir, and let's publish it. Okay.
At least he'll get his redirect.
Your Honor, would it be too much to ask if we went straight to that part of the video?
I don't know what part it is. I don't have
It's
time.
kind of too
I'm
much
guessing this might be it right here.
It's
to
coming
ask
up.
if you're breathing.
Let's just watch. And then
You
we'll
can
ask
breathe.
questions. We'll ask
Bleh.
questions when we're done watching.
We're playing from 3 minutes and 9 seconds on Exhibit 3.
I'm gonna try to move my. Wait a minute. I saw a little bit of something there. Didn't it look like he shoved her a little? I don't know.
You can. That's
All right. What's the time for the stopping of the video, please?
3 minutes and 47 seconds.
All right. Your question for her then, based on that?
My question would be, you just viewed the video again. That'd be fair to say.
I did.
At any time in that video, were you in fact smacked and staggered back?
Can I tell the exact time?
If you know, yes, go ahead.
At 3:23.
Can we see 323?
Go ahead. We'll start it a little bit before, so make sure to capture it. You should be able to see the time.
24.
Okay.
We went from about 319 to 327.
Thank you. Your question regarding the video, sir?
My question again would be the same question.
Again.
You just saw it again. In the portion of the video you just saw, would it be fair to say, your part, your interpretation, that you were in fact smacked and staggered back?
Yes.
What's he gonna say about it?
Are you sure you weren't over exaggerating that?
No.
It looked like a push.
I'm trying to about it.
Sustained.
Would you say again what happened directly after that?
Directly after the smack,
Directly after what you say is a smack?
staggered back.
No, directly after that whole incident.
I call it get up, but I came back and swung.
would it be fair to say that the video doesn't show any of that you just said? Would that be fair?
He might just be mad because she got in some better licks than he did with his little tiny arms. That might be what's pissing him off.
It shows it somewhere.
So would it be fair that you're saying your interpretation of what you just saw would constitute a brawl, as you say, or brawling it out, as you say?
Hold on, Ms. Brooks. I've given you a lot of leeway on this topic. What's the
Seriously.
relevance of all of this at this
Please,
point?
for
I
the
think you made
love.
your point about what happened and what didn't, and what's in the video and what's not. And the jury can ultimately decide that. You can argue it later on to the
I'm
jury.
sorry, I thought this state
Where are we going?
was supposed to object to that. If they saw an objection, I'm a little confused about that.
You should have got your own
I
attorney,
think the
dude.
questioning to kind of circle back to what's relevant for the trial.
Well, I thought it was relevant because of what the video is actually depicting.
And that video is going to speak for itself. It's been an exhibit.
Yes, it
And
does.
so
Oh, and so does a
asked
lot of things about you.
questions
So
about it.
smug. Such
So
an
let's
ass.
move. Understand the question?
Would it be after you leave? Oh wait, Brooks leaves? Or when
I was
Brooks gets
clearing
in?
what I just asked after the brawling it out.
But you asked directed at her, and then you said anything from the vehicle. So that
Yeah, he really is. And poor Kori, she is struggling a little bit, and it's kind of like what Zach said. He's trying to mislead her, and she isn't grasping it. But he's also very like all over the place himself, so he needs to dial it back.
that's a compound question. So you need to be specific.
Did you hear anything after
Ooh,
the brawling
he
it
can
out,
listen
as
to
you
him.
say? Did you hear anything directed towards you?
Escalating anger.
Directed towards me? No.
Did you hear anything directed towards Nick?
I kind of like that he's getting pissed, although it's not going to help anybody. Well, good, it won't help him.
I remember something being said.
Do you recall what was said?
I do not.
Did you hear anything directed towards Erika?
Yes.
What did you hear directed towards Erika?
At what time?
Right after the brawling it out, as you say. Did you hear anything directed specifically
Look, the
towards Erika?
eyebrows are going up. He's losing it.
Not till he left. No, not till Brooks left.
Would you say that again?
Not till Brooks left.
So, did you or did you not hear anything directed towards Erika after the brawling it out, as you say?
Oh, okay, no.
So, can we pull that statement up again?
God, please no. It's
Go
enough.
ahead. The state would do that once again.
Zach is
Just
going.
just to the preview.
Look at that face. I don't blame him. This is so stupid. This is really. Oh my gosh. Yeah, guys. This is actually giving me anxiety. Look, I'm shaking.
I'm reading directly from this statement.
Yeah.
Where it says,
Mr. Brooks, it may or may not be a statement, so you need to be
Thank
accurate.
you. Please get him straight on that.
the summary of the statement.
It's not the gospel.
I'm reading directly from the summary of the statement.
Yeah, he's getting very testy.
Where it says, Runkel stated that after a short dispute between her, Kirby, and Brooks, she saw Brooks get back into the red SUV and heard him saying something to the effect of "F you effing bees, you're dead," as he was leaving.
He probably did say that.
Well, check on two grounds. One, asked and answered, and two, this could confuse the witness because it's not. She used the F and the B.
Sustained.
It was something on the back end of that I didn't get to.
Yeah, I don't think you need to get to it.
I'm not sure what you mean by that, sir, but you've already asked that question before, so the objection is sustained.
I actually don't recall asking a question directly to that part of the summary.
I do. You read through that previously.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what the question was, so that I don't re-ask the same question?
Re-ask it, please.
Mr. Brooks, move on.
Yeah, move on, please.
Did you ever hear
Quit tapping your finger or pencil or whatever.
something to the effect of F you effing B's, you're dead?
I did.
At what point did you hear that?
While Brooks was leaving.
So that would it be fair to say that you heard that after the brawling
Yes.
it out?
You shook your head. Can you say
Yes.
Thank you.
That's a little confusing. So
Mr. Brooks, that's not a question.
That's right.
You're attempting to
I'm about
testify.
to ask a question.
You
If I
can't
can
do
get
that.
to it.
No, don't say that.
Ask
Oh,
your
I hate when he
question.
does that. Ooh,
But
sorry
you
guys.
also
I'm
can't
getting.
mischaracterize the testimony.
This
or
has
the
been
evidence
long. This
at
is
this
wearing
point.
me out.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
In your questions, you can't mischaracterize prior testimony or evidence. You have to be accurate. So
I'm trying to be, but it's
what's your next question, sir?
Maybe.
hard.
Oh, you know what? Maybe if you went to law school like Zach and Opper and the other lady. I'm so sorry. I can't think of your name right now. But, you know how to ask the questions. Because they can, like if he does, if Zach does a redirect, he'll be able to boom, 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 get the right questions out there. He doesn't know how to ask the questions properly. I'm not saying she's not kind of a confusing witness. No disrespect intended, but still, he doesn't know how to ask the right questions. That's his fault.
Just a quick second.
Right, unless you have a different topic.
It is.
Anything
Listen to her.
related to this, what's in the summary, the questions regarding what she heard or didn't hear around this time, we've gone through that, you've gone through it. Under 906.11, you need to move on and ask a new line of questions.
I was trying to, if I can get to it.
Oh, yeah, see? There goes his anger issues. You're sinking.
This part of the summary that I'm looking at now says Runkel stated that she did see pictures of Brooks following the Christmas parade incident via social media, and Runkel confirmed that was.
Is that hearsay or not? Maybe not.
I don't know. It looks kind of. I don't know if that's a mark on my screen that's.
Oh, Lord.
Going through. Okay, I couldn't read it.
I'll object. I don't think there was a question there.
I didn't get to it yet.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I'll object to the ongoing commentary with lack of any questioning.
And I'll sustain that objection.
Thank you, God. See, that's how an attorney.
Well, I do have a question. I do have a question.
Oh, yay.
You said that you had known Erika roughly since you were roaming up at the women's shelter. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
Do you have any idea why she would refer to you as Kori Gray?
Because I go by that.
So how close would you say you guys were?
Close.
Close, like hung out all the time, every day?
Yes. Hung out every day. Sorry.
Got to get Upper in there.
Do you know of any time before November the 21st of 2021.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Do you know if any time before that Erika mentioned to you anything about the relationship that she had with Brooks outside of what you learned that day?
Can you say that again?
That was a
At
lot.
any time before November 21st of 2021, did Erika ever confide any information to you before that day?
She did.
What was the nature of the information?
It's not allowed to be brought up.
She's referring to a pretrial ruling that she's aware of.
Yep.
So, you want to rethink asking that question, sir?
Yep.
Otherwise, I'm going to allow her to
That's
answer
right.
it.
What pretrial?
Oh, Lord.
I'm not going to state.
No,
That
I'm not.
right now.
Are we both privy to the same pretrial procedure?
Oh, my God. He's going to come over. I can't believe it. Zach is getting up and showing him. Wow. You can say thank
Do you
you.
want her to answer that question, or do you want to move on?
I want to move on.
All right, I'll strike that question from the record. The jury will disregard the question that was asked.
Yeah. Did you see that smile? Look at everybody. Zach is the man.
So I would want to ask, was there any, during the brawling out point, was there any interaction between the driver of the vehicle and Nick?
There was.
Do you remember what the nature of that interaction or exchange was between those two?
I don't know. I just remember jumping in front.
Do you recall any threats being made towards Nick or from Nick towards the driver of the vehicle?
That would be
Oh,
you.
I do.
Relevance.
Overruled. She may answer.
I do.
Do you remember what was said specifically?
Not specifically, but I remember Brooks getting mad because Nick was coming to Erika's rescue. Right along with Kori. Me.
Do you recall any knife being involved in any of that situation during that exchange whatsoever?
No knife.
Were you aware that was why police was responding to that incident?
I did not.
Did you at any time have a knife during that incident?
I did not.
Do you know if Nick had a knife during that incident?
He did not.
Do you know if Erika had a knife Do you know if Erika had a knife during that incident?
She did not.
As far as your memory, do you recall reporting that a knife was involved in that incident?
I do not.
Do you recall if Nick reported a knife being involved in that incident?
It's possible.
Do you recall Erika reporting that a knife was involved in that incident?
I do not.
Be done. He's gonna keep digging. Good God.
You testified to drinking a half pint of vodka that day.
Here we go
Was
again.
that the only thing you had to drink that day?
Yes.
Would it be fair to say that you were tipsy?
Yes.
Would it be fair fair to say that you may even have been intoxicated?
No.
For any reason that day, acknowledging that you were drinking, would that have impaired your thinking of the situation in any way?
No.
So would it be fair to say that you were of clear and sober mind during that whole incident after drinking a half pint of vodka?
Yes.
So there,
Enough.
to the best of your memory, there wouldn't be any reason why you may have left something out or maybe not been clear about anything that happened during that specific incident.
Possibly left some things out.
Do you remember what they might have been?
Oh, what?
No.
Do you know the plaintiff?
Objection.
Please
For
stop.
previous reasons.
Sustained.
Have you ever seen the plaintiff?
Objection.
Sustained.
Have you ever had any interaction with the plaintiff?
Objection.
Sustained.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Let me read the record.
Very, very briefly, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Ms. Runkel, you met with Detective David Van Els to provide a statement on November 22nd of 2021. Do you remember that?
Yes.
That's accurate?
Yes.
Okay, do you remember telling Detective Van Els, when he was asking you about this incident, that when you arrived you heard Darrell Brooks telling Erika Patterson that he was going to, quote, smash her face in and that he was going to kill her, end quote?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember telling Detective Van Els that as you saw Brooks get back into the red SUV, you heard him say something to the effect of, quote, fuck you, fucking bitches, you're dead, end quote?
I do.
Okay. During your cross-examination, you repeatedly referred to a person as Brooks. The person depicted in the video, Exhibit 3, the person that you chested up to, is that person in the courtroom?
He is.
Can you point him out for us and just very clearly tell us where he's sitting, what he's wearing?
You want me to point?
Yes, please.
Alright, he's right there and he's wearing orange.
I'd ask the record to reflect that the witness has identified the defendant.
It will.
And I have no further questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
And there,
Thank you, ma'am. You may step down.
that is how you do it, Darrell. Just a few
All right,
seconds.
ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this will be an excellent stopping point for us this evening. Thank you for your patience this evening. I do need to go through one instruction with you. Do not begin your deliberations and discussion of the case until all the evidence is presented and I have instructed you on the law. Do not discuss this case among yourselves or with anyone else until your final deliberations in the jury room. This order is not limited to face-to-face conversations. It also extends to all forms of electronic communications. Do not use any electronic devices, such as a mobile phone or computer, text or instant messaging or social networking sites, to send or receive any information about this case or your experience as a juror. If you come in contact with the parties, lawyers, interpreters, or witnesses, do not speak with them. For their part, the parties, lawyers, interpreters, and witnesses will not contact or speak with the jurors. Do not listen to any conversation about this case. Do not research any information that you personally think might be helpful to you in understanding the issues presented. Do not investigate this case on your own or visit the scene, either in person or by any electronic means. Do not read any newspaper reports or listen to any news reports on radio, television, over the internet, or any other electronic application or tool about this trial. Do not consult dictionaries, computers, electronic applications, social media, the internet, or other reference materials for additional information. Do not seek information regarding the public records of any party or witness in this case. Any information you obtain outside the courtroom could be misleading, inaccurate, or incomplete. Relying on this information is unfair because the parties would not have the opportunity to refute, explain, or correct it. Do not communicate with anyone about this trial or your experience as a juror while you are serving on this jury. Do not use a computer, cell phone, or other electronic device, including personal wearable electronics, application, or tools with communication capabilities to share any information about this case. For example, do not communicate by telephone, blog post, email, text message, instant message, social media post, or in any other way on or off the computer. Do not permit anyone to communicate with you about this matter, either in person, electronically, or by any other means. If anyone does so despite your telling them not to, you should report that to me. I appreciate that it is tempting when you go home in the evening to discuss this case with another member of your household, but you may not do so. This case must be decided by you, the jurors, based on the evidence presented in the courtroom. People not serving on this jury have not heard the evidence, and it is improper for them to influence your deliberations and decision in this case. After the trial is completed, you are free to communicate with anyone in any manner. These rules are intended to assure that jurors remain impartial throughout the trial. If any juror has any reason to believe that another juror has violated these rules, you should report that to me. If jurors do not comply with these rules, it could result in a new trial involving additional time and significant expense to the parties and the taxpayers. You are to decide the case solely on the evidence offered and received at trial. With that, you are excused. I will provide information to Pete and Mike shortly as to what time we will start back up tomorrow. Thank you. All rise for the jurors.
Not gonna stand up, huh? Yeah, he's had that on wrong side out. Mm-hmm. I have a feeling he's looking at himself. You don't have it on quite right. I think he thinks he did well.
Mr. Brooks, I want to commend you for a couple of things.
Man.
Number one, asking you to come back into the courtroom. I really appreciate that. I appreciate you being here. I think it runs much smoother when you are here, assuming you follow all the rules, which you have done a very good job at this afternoon. I also want to commend you on cooperating with the process even before you were brought over here. You were respectful. But you also made appropriate objections. You asked questions on cross-examination. Despite not wanting to unmask at first, you did do that, and I appreciate that. You asked some cogent, relevant questions, some of which went directly to the credibility of the witness. I would add, you might not always artfully ask the questions, but I think you're making some solid points. I would encourage you to keep prepping, to have questions written out based on the materials that you have. I really appreciate that you came back over and that you've been following the rules. I also want to encourage you, sir, to, if you choose, to wear your suit or other street clothes. It is your choice. I will let you make that choice. But I encourage you to consider that.
That would be a big influence on.
Okay, fair enough. The other thing is I had not been utilizing an all rise. Sometimes you stand, sometimes you don't. It is something I'd like to go back to, especially as it relates to the jurors. It's out of respect for them. So I will be doing an all rise for when the jurors enter and exit. And just given some of our logistics, I'm not looking for an all rise for when I enter at all. So my bailiffs are aware of that. But that's it for today. Good night, everyone. We'll see everyone at 8:30 tomorrow morning.
Well, I'm glad she didn't mention that, but you know what? He should rise for her, but hey, as long as he does it for the jury. And as much as I hate, as much as I'm guessing most of you with me hate it when she compliments them. I really do. I know there's a reason for that. I kind of relate it to my school kids. However, they are not criminals, as is Darrell. I mean, I can't predict their futures, but most of the kids I deal with, I mean, they're in kindergarten. They're kindergarten age, so hopefully they're not going to start anything. No, but most of them are on the spectrum. Last year I had 2 Downs kids. Not this year. We have some on different levels of the spectrum, and we have a couple of kids in there. They will put kids in there with us who may not be on the spectrum but have behavioral issues. And it does make it very challenging. But where am I going with this? Well, again, these are children. They are not criminals like Darrell is, obviously. But I think the same standard and food of thought is used to where, you got to find that moment. And sometimes with especially the kids that have the behavioral issues, it's a very small window where they might do something correctly, and you got to use that opportunity to squeeze into that little crevice and shower them with compliments, because you get better results that way. So I assume she's doing a similar thing with Darrell, because she knows she's not going to have an opportunity to do it often. And that's just how it goes. I can't stand it in this situation because we all know what he's done. And like I said, if this was still in court, I would be saying alleged and all that, even though it's obvious. But since he's been sentenced and sent to 900, 1,000 years, whatever it is, I feel comfortable saying it. But that was my thought on that. And I really do. I cringe when she compliments him, but I know that, hey, just like I criticize him for not going to school, for, being an attorney and acting like he knows everything. I can't pretend to understand everything they do, but I have an idea of why she does it. Because we all know good and well that the next day he's going to be an ass again. So she's got to squeeze it in while she can. So with that, I said I was going to share his testimony, not his, Kori Runkel's testimony, and Nicholas Kirby's. But I'm not sure. Again, I know I've said this probably twice, but this was very exhausting. Number one, because Kori, bless her heart, didn't understand everything. But I love that she chested up to Brooks and was defending her friend and was not scared of him. That's pretty cool. I still suspect she probably got a few good licks in, and that pissed off Brooks with his little bony arms. But that's neither here nor there. I just had to add that because but I still think he was being a pain, and that's just me though. I'm not going to like anything he does or says, honestly. Just can't, because there are so many more things to share where he is just horrible to the witnesses / victims, whichever way you want to call it. It's just sickening. So, oops, it went dark. That's all right though. But so, may get out this one to you. I'll work on the Nicholas Kirby one. And I don't think it's near as long because Nicholas is, he's pretty to the point, and and so I don't think Brooks wants to mess with him as long as he did with Kori. So hope you enjoy this. Again, thank you all so much for coming by, for your comments. I love them. And I guess what's left is, you know what I say. Be kind to one another, but you got to be kind to yourself too. See you the next time.